Welcome to Board Ghost, a story broadcast with games as the engine.
If living is a highway, then heaven is a bus stop. Been waiting for a minute there, but has it been forever?
We believe you're out there, hungry for stories for shared experiences. We can't see you, can't hear you, we will play for you. This night's offering is Final Girl. To learn how we generate stories playing the game of Final Girl, go check out our Final Girl Primer. I'm one of your humble players, John Holt. With me this week,
Ken Breeze.
and our new guest.
Kelsey Dion. I'm excited to be here.
Do you play role-playing games, or are you in the ecosystem of gaming?
I am. I have been my whole life pretty much. I'm a big D&D player. That's kind of my true love, really, D&D, even 4th edition.
All right, so Final Girl is a horror trope game with a card-based mechanic for resolution, and we're going to generate a whole lot of characters and kill them all off until there's only one left. So the first thing we're going to do, again, this game is designed by Brett Gillen, who's a New York-based game designer. We are going to start with what is our premise?
To find this game, you should definitely look online.
I think there's a PDF on drive-thru.
I've always loved sci-fi horror.
Cool. What's your favorite sci-fi horror story or movie or?
What is that movie where there's that mountain and he's like building the mountain?
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, that's so epic in scope, though. I mean, I feel like that
fine.
bad guy is massive. That always scared me, you know, like the alien looking at you through your window at night, creeping up on you, that kind of thing.
So I'm getting a suburban vibe.
Little
That this is a suburban sci-fi horror story.
What time frame are we talking?
What
1960s The Blob?
Yeah.
It leaps and creeps and slides and glides across the floor and more.
I don't know. I was definitely getting a suburban vibe too, but I was thinking, you know, like maybe like 60s, 70s, definitely like far enough back that it could be my parents. That's a good vibe.
I love the 70s and 80s. Those are super easy and great decades to play in for me. 60s I can do for sure. I mean, I'm not do anything, but
Yeah, like 70s Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
1970s suburbia.
Yeah.
Sort of all right.
America. Or
America.
do accents.
Background knowledge.
So, what region of the U.S. are we thinking here?
What kind of landscape? You said
Hmm.
suburbia, but is it like, Midwest?
Yep.
Chicago suburbs? Is it?
Right, like industrial Detroit-y suburb feeling, or
Cool.
or like
Queens or
Yeah.
somewhere further
So,
northeast.
urban, sort of more of an urban.
How do these characters travel in case we have to travel? Is this a suburbs where you kind of live in a development and you bike around the development? It's like a la Burbank ET kind of stuff? Or is it like, another like Chicago kind of, or Philly or Baltimore suburbs where you can bike it or bus it? There might be a little more like train infrastructure and less wilderness at all. Or is it like you need a car to get around and it's like everything's a little bit more spread out, like with a few like centers with less sprawl?
ooh, that what's really I've never really considered like a sci-fi horror like in a more urban setting with like trains and like maybe it's blending into society, maybe
Sure.
it's that homeless guy on the corner. Who knows?
Sure.
That's kind of interesting to me.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
So what city kind of thing do we want to do?
What city?
Yeah. I mean, a Gotham.
Well, the other question is, will it be a Queens kind of thing, or like for a little further out, like Brooklyn, Ditmas Park kind of area,
Right.
Like where it's like actual separate little houses, row houses, or
Mhm.
will it be like brownstones, or will it be like buildings or a building?
A building is really good because then anybody can be living in that building. It's just like the characters, just
Yeah.
it's so easy to slot in. Like, oh yeah, I'm on the 4th floor.
Maybe a
big building.
big housing
Well, yeah, one
complex or
big.
something?
Sure. I mean, yeah, sure.
There is one in Queens that like has its own nuclear reactor or
Yeah.
something in it.
Oh,
That
wow.
powers itself. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I was like, wait, that's
huge.
real? No.
Then let's
Yeah.
definitely go with that. Why wouldn't we want that in our story?
Right.
That's amazing.
That's fantastic.
So we're in a housing complex that's powered locally.
We'll just
Right.
kind of say we're in a apartment complex
Mhm.
in the 70s, and it's hot out, and Son of Sam is running around.
That could be it.
Oh.
I mean, that could definitely be it.
So yeah, that's our setup. What is our killer? Is it an individual? Is it a force? What is our killer?
I mean, I would love to tie it to maybe nuclear thing. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Or something that's like associated with that somehow.
Yeah, like
Toxic Avenger style,
Ooh.
something like that.
Is it affecting like a group of people or like a being, or did it draw forth a being? I'd kind of like to think it was maybe slowly warping the people too close to it, like leakage.
So has the power source like gained consciousness or something like that?
Oh,
Is that what we're talking about?
that
right
would
now?
be kind of cool. It's gaining minions.
Yeah, so we'll say like a nuclear consciousness.
Yes.
Casting. So we are going to come up with three or four people. What we're going to do, I think, is we'll go around. We don't have to give too much detail. We can kind of let people explore the characters more in depth.
Yeah.
But we'll kind of start with our setting, which is New York, maybe Queens apartment structure in the 70s. And our killer is a nuclear consciousness. And we'll kind of go around and take turns reading off one of our characters. Ken, why don't you kick us off?
I sure will. My first character is Carlos, the junkie with a heart of gold.
I have Irene, the shy chemistry teacher.
All right. I've got Artie, the unlucky bus driver.
Okay.
Yep.
I've got Lenny, the mob-connected teamster.
I have Eliza, the crotchety great aunt.
All right. I have Veronica Lids, the hard as nails Avon lady.
I have Janet, the capitalistic hooker.
I have Mark, the arrogant Little League star.
And I have Sarah Granger, the sticky-fingered adolescent.
I have Grip, the fame-seeking DJ.
Nice. And I have Philip, the hopeful immigrant.
Cousin Jack, the closeted dancing queen.
There it is.
Very
Perfect.
That's some 70s
Perfect.
New York.
That's
Yeah.
very good. Perfect.
Is that it?
That's
our,
it.
That's our dozen?
That's our
All
dirty
right.
We
dozen.
got him.
So there's this introduction scene. There's a few of these
Yep.
that let us sort of introduce characters and develop relationships without a murder or sticking a knife in our eyeball. So one of us will be responsible for sort of establishing a scene. And in these scenes, no one's going to kill anyone. So it's going to be just
It's more
whoever
like
you want to
prologue.
play. And then whoever starts the scene will end the scene. Cool. So I will say that it's a community board meeting. There's been like basic community watch. The police are just kind of giving like a general like, hey guys, here are some safety tips. It's going to be long nights soon. It's getting colder. So, just want everyone in the community to be safe. And so people are kind of gathering afterwards over cookies and coffee, just kind of chatting because it's one of the few times where everyone is gathered. Usually it's in one of these big sort of gathered community moments.
Cool. So we're in sort of like a community center space.
Yeah, like one of the the apartment complex has like a communal area that you can sign out or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty nice actually. It like is on probably like the second or third floor, and there's like a large balcony that sort of like is on the roof of the first floor on one part of the building. So it's outside space.
Ooh.
It's nice. It's very nice. Gardens, garden plants.
View.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has a view for sure. It's the 70s. And Queens is it's just flat. I think at the community board, we've got our good friend Lenny, the mob-connected teamster, is on the community board.
All right.
I definitely think Veronica Lids would be here for networking purposes. Like, who's low on makeup? I can tell by looking.
Mhm. I think Philip, he's pretty community oriented. So Philip, the hopeful immigrant.
Yeah,
is,
awesome.
It's part of his civic duty to be participatory in this communist activity.
Lenny's explaining, well, you see, because we've got the localized power source, the atom, we're not connected to the grid, so we don't need to worry about losing heat during the winter. These long nights are coming, but, if you get too cold, just get a little closer to, the power source.
Power source.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in my country, we would just have fires. You just can't do that here. You can't, there's no fireplaces. There's just no space for it.
Oh,
But
what are
it's
you,
fine.
a homeless guy? You're going to start a fire out in
That's what I'm
like
saying.
a
It's that you can't,
barrel
you
out
can't
there?
do it here. You need to.
Just turn up your radiator.
But it is so wasteful. You just put on more sweaters. There's good insulation. You'll be fine.
No. The lights, they're infinite here. You can have the lights on all day. I have mine on all the way up because when I put on my makeup, I need to be able to see. And believe me, I have my lights on all the time. No flickering, nothing. No one complains.
Yeah, Miss Lids, I mean, no one complains, but you're pumping that power out. I know when I'm coming home from an early shift and I see your windows, it's just beams,
I need
high
to
beams. I love it, though. Hey, I love it. God bless atomic energy.
I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty fantastic that you have such access to this power source. It's so clean, so simple.
Come on, Philippe. I mean, you're an American now. You just do what we do, buddy.
I'll lean into it. I'll get it.
It's the future.
Well, watch out, though. I did hear, I mean, some ghosts live down there.
This is not funny to evoke the spirits, okay?
Oh, come on. I heard some of the kids talking about it. They are daring each other to go down there,
There are certain things we knew of in the old world. You don't toy with these ideas.
What is this guy talking about? Man, you got to leave that hokey behind nonsense. This is a brand new world. There's no such thing as spirits out there, except the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Philip crosses himself and spits and says, there are things under God that in the shadows grow. Take care. You'll curse yourself with this language.
Oh, man, I think someone's a little cursed already.
I'm going to have to see it. I don't believe in those ghost stories. Mm-mm.
Well, hey, if you want some company, show you around down there, I'd be happy to do it.
You are young.
Veronica, pardon my intrusion, but an unaccompanied lady, it would not be proper. Come on.
Hey, I will be accompanying her. What are you talking about, Philippe?
No.
My handbag full of 30 pounds of Avon will accompany me. I've used it.
Well, hey, let's just say it's a rain check then.
I might take that. You never know.
All right.
So
do you think we've revealed anything about our characters?
I think Lenny and Philip are rivals, obviously.
Oh,
no. What about Lenny and Veronica? Anything there?
I think that she enjoys the flirting.
Friends?
I think they're friends, yeah.
Philip is a little old school, not in a great way.
Yeah.
But, so I think he is a little too maybe not rivals because he's not great about respecting women, unfortunately. So I think he's he wouldn't deign to even think of you as a rival. What a pig.
Oh, what a pig.
I'm going to say that Lenny is a ladies' man.
So yeah, that thus ends the first scene. Ken, why don't you set us up another introductory scene?
This scene is sort of the building stoop. And when we're talking about the building, we need to recognize that this is a very big building. We're thinking it's probably like a dozen floors, if not more. Quite wide. It's probably almost a block wide on its own. The bottom floor, though, has a lot of businesses, shops, different things like that. Some people work in there. Some people just never leave. Like they just live there and work there, and it's like they're just there. It's sort of almost like a self-contained sort of neighborhood in an interesting way, especially because the power, right? And so everyone's really interested and proud of this nuclear power.
And there's some rent control, so there's some older retirees and people on disability and Social Security.
100%. But one place that people really love to gather, of course, is out on the stoop. It's a fairly large, wide, long stoop, almost like stairs that would lead into a high school or something like that, or a church. They're quite wide. They don't go up that far, though. They're only maybe about 3 or 4 steps. But they're stone. A lot of people hang out there, and there's basically sort of the entry walkway towards the building. It's all nice, sort of a red brick that's sort of put down, but it's been there a long time, so there's grass and greenery growing in between the bricks, and so there's some places where it's a little bit softer maybe, but it's basically this sort of bricked avenue, if you want to, or walkway that leads out to the street. And so people put barbecues there, or their lawn chairs. People hang out on the quote unquote lawn of their building, or on the stoop, on the stairs. And so that's effectively where this is. It's after work. So people are coming home, they're relaxing, maybe, an hour or two after work or something like that. So it's sort of near sundown. That's sort of starting to show up. The time of year is like a late fall, but it's a really nice, crisp, sunny day. So people are sort of enjoying that sun even as they're sort of clutching their jackets around them, or for some people, their robes, depending on, what their state of affairs are.
I think that Janet, the capitalistic hooker, is always on the stoop. She's always there.
I'm going to go with Artie, the unlucky buster.
Oh, man, I had my eyes on him too, man. I am going to go with Mark, the arrogant Little League star. Mark is there. He's been there since probably he got out of school at 3:30. He has changed into his Little League uniform, even though the season is over. And he now has the trophy that he won in his hands or nearby him as he is sort of greeting people as they come home. And he's like, oh, hey, Mr. Smith, do you see the trophy I won? Like, oh, hey, you want to hear about it? I'll tell you all the moves I did. And like trying to regale them with his sort of like baseball stories.
Janet likes listening to him. You know, he's a normal boy, not corruptible yet.
And so I hit a triple, and then in the 7th inning, I caught 3 outs myself.
Out of my way, kid. Come on. Artie stumbles out. He's got his lunch pail under one arm. Like, he's got a night shift.
Yep.
So he's like, obviously just woke up. He's putting his bus driver's cap
Oh,
on.
sorry, Mr. Artie. But did you see my trophy? I won it.
Couldn't help hear you talking about it while I was trying to sleep.
I mean, it's a good story. I could tell you all about it.
Aren't you proud of him, Artie?
Oh, hey, Miss Janet. Hey, how you doing?
How's the wife's doing?
Well, you know, he kind of like shuffles his feet. He actually drops his lunchbox and it spills out on the floor.
Yoo-hoo!
Aw, jeez.
You get Yoo-hoo at work?
Hey, steer clear of that. That's my lunch, kid.
You know, Yoo-hoo is what champions drink.
All right. I mean, this is how I got this body.
Well, you know what they say about an apple a day.
Oh, you know, you're a sweet thing. I should take your advice. My wife tells me I should eat more vegetables, but you know.
Vegetables, gross.
I'm with you.
I only eat hot dogs. That's how I win at baseball.
I only eat hot dogs.
See?
Hey, when you're older, kid, you'll get that too, huh?
Yeah, what? I'm old enough. I won this trophy.
How old are you now? Like 5, 7?
No, I turned 11 last May.
All right, 4 more years, kid.
What, 4 more, like the president? Yeah, 4 more years, Mr. Artie.
All right. So what do you, kid? You got dinner or something? You got to go home to?
Well, Mom said that I needed to go tell other people my stories. I mean, while she was finishing spaghetti. But I'll go back in soon. She said once the street lights come on, I can come back inside.
She doesn't listen to you.
She, you know, she's very busy. But yeah, she's just a bitch sometimes. And then he sort of...
Whoa, hey, don't talk about your moms like that, kid.
And
you get your mouth smacked.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Artie.
I don't know, I might have got to tell her.
No, don't. I'll do anything. Don't tell her.
You do anything, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Don't tell her, Mr. Artie. I didn't mean it.
All right, you owe me one, kid.
Okay.
You're not going to get in trouble. He's nice.
Yeah, you listen to her. I'm real nice.
Isn't he? You're nice, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
But you know, me and Janet, we gotta talk a little bit. Why don't you head
you don't
on?
want this is the glove though that I caught all the balls with.
It's beautiful. I think the lights are coming on in a second now. Go on.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, Janet, yeah, you know, you asked about my wife. She's gonna go see her sister in a little while. You know, this weekend. What do you got going on?
Business as usual.
Oh, you know,
Maybe I can come make sure you get your mail on time.
that would be very helpful.
Sounds good to me. Normal
Yeah.
rates.
You're one of my favorite neighbors here.
Same to you. Go eat your apples.
All right, thank you.
And scene.
So I think Janet and Artie are friends.
Yeah, just friends.
Is that it? No, they're
Obviously.
screwing, right? Come on now, they're screwing.
Okay.
Artie.
They screwing. Mark is friends with Janet.
For sure.
I don't think they're rivals.
Yeah, I don't
Artie
think
and him.
they
I
got
think he's just
nothing.
like a kid.
They just got they got nothing.
They're
Yeah,
just palling around, you know.
they don't really. I think they. Yeah,
But now he owes him.
that's true.
It's-
That's true. He does, and he's neglected by his mother.
All right, so we are at the nearby high school, and detention is just ending. So the parents are coming to pick up their kids, and the teachers who had to stay after and look after these hooligans are finally dragging their briefcases and asses home. And we have the parents coming and the kids exiting, and this is the point at which everybody awkwardly sort of has to acknowledge that detention just occurred and bad kids were misbehaving, and maybe they'll do better next time, and the teacher certainly will keep an eye on them. And that's where we are, right in front of the school.
Does the school have a
Gonna be
name?
Carlos, the junkie with the hardware.
Yes, you are going to be Carlos. Does the school have a name?
What's our town? I think the school might have a generic like boilerplate like
Yeah, it could just be like
PS 994.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, PS. Yeah, so high school. It's a high school though, right?
That's true.
So they usually have a little bit more of a name, don't they? Or
Do
don't
they?
they?
What's
Don't
that?
they?
like high schools
wouldn't
in
it
New
be
York?
like I don't know, Sergeant Pulaski High School? You know what I mean? It's like something
Oh,
like
like
that.
John Jay or something.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah,
It has to.
yeah. Right, just so we can refer to it.
A Vietnam hero.
That that's perfect for me.
Vietnam hero.
How about Curtis LeMay? Curtis LeMay High School.
That's the one.
LeMay.
That's where we
LeMay
are.
High. See?
Yeah.
LeMay or may not be high.
Heyo.
No.
And who you gonna play?
Oh man, Sarah Granger, the sticky-fingered adolescent.
I might do Eliza, the crotchety
Crotchety aunt.
Yeah.
Sarah is a bad kid, and she has been in detention. She stole shit at school.
And Eliza's her aunt.
Nice.
Wait, who are you playing?
Carlos.
Oh, you're
Carlos.
Carlos is the junkie.
Can we say this is like outside? Like we are like outside. You've been sort of dragging me outside, I guess.
I
Sort
just
of.
drove up my wood-paneled Ford and got out of the car, slammed that door real hard, and I walked right up to you. And I was like, what do you have to say for yourself?
It wasn't, it's all been a total misunderstanding. I don't think that they really realized what I was doing there. I had gone to the pool to get the life preservers so I could bring them to a kiddie pool to make sure that the kids were going to be safe. So that's why I took the life preservers. There were some children that were playing, and I wanted to make sure they would be safe.
All right. Well, you can tell that one to your uncle when you get home. And, we'll see if no dinner sits well with you, too. No dinner tonight. All right?
Hey,
Fiddlesticks.
hey, Eliza. Hey, you should go easy on the kid. All right. She's like she was helping me out. She didn't mean to get in no trouble. I got her in trouble.
No, Carlos, you don't.
No. I asked her I said, I asked her to grab me some things, and she grabbed me some things, and she got nabbed. I shouldn't have done it. I'm sorry.
Uncle Carlos, you need help. Can't you see
See that you
it's
have
Carlos
a
from
bad
the building?
sphere of influence.
Y-
A bad sphere of influence.
What?
You are the average of your 5 closest friends. And you only have 3 friends, so you need to work on that. And all of them are bad influences.
Oh, I mean, don't.
Ellie, come on. She's a good kid. Come on, little.
Auntie, I'm telling you, it was just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, she didn't mean it. She's a good kid. You know that. She didn't mean none of this.
You're
All right.
not helping. Quiet.
Carlos,
Ellie,
I'm going to need some actionable behavior steps for my niece. What can we do? What are you going to do to help us?
well, I'll just make sure she don't get in trouble. I'll take about. I walked her to school today like you asked, and she.
Yeah, Carlos
Yeah.
looks out for me.
It's not. I'm gonna get it. I'll do right by her. She'll be fine. All right. Come on, Ellie.
Eliza glares. She glares for a minute. She glares and she's like, all right, this time maybe I'll accept this. But
Oh, all right. Well, and if
It won't happen again. I just won't go to the pool anymore.
you know what your mother would have said if she was alive. You know what she would say.
Uh,
She doesn't. She went down
who
this
knows?
road.
Who knows what she would say?
I saw her go down this road. We grew up together. I'm not letting my sister's daughter. I'm not letting her go down that road because first it's stealing the life preservers and then it's stealing cars.
oh, come on now,
There's no difference. Stealing cars and life. It's a small step.
you and Ginny, you guys used to get in so much trouble. Don't even listen to her.
Yeah,
And
Carlos
who's
tells
alive?
the best stories about my mom. Stories you
who's-
never tell.
Look, when these two, my sisters, like you think of the stuff I get, like the cops come looking for me and stuff. These guys, they was like stealing cars.
You stole cars, Auntie.
Yeah, they joy.
I grew out of it.
My mom caught them joyriding down a Coney. Whew, she laid into them. Get about it.
I made my mistakes, but I grew out of it. And your mother, now look at her.
I don't even know where she is.
Well, she's dead, but that stuff happens, kid.
And she's just like, her head is going down. She's just like nodding.
Eliza's real strict.
Yeah.
We're taking you home. We're taking you home now.
And can I get a ride with you?
Again, Carlos.
Well, I don't. I lost my bus pass, and I, and can I? I mean, can I use your shower too? Can I get back at the place? Come on.
Uncle Carlos, I kept your towel for you.
Oh, you did? That's real swell.
I washed it too.
Well, hey, that's
Come on,
it's
come
all
on,
like
Auntie.
fancy. What does it sound
we
like?
Can we can
sounds
let
like a
Uncle Carlos
hotel.
come over.
Did you get all your homework done in detention?
I mean, some of it.
Hey, that's better than you and me used to do, Ellie. Huh?
Carlos, you can come use the shower, but you're gonna sit through half hour of math homework after that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Half
I
our
should
math
be
homework's gonna
fine.
get
I'll
done.
be all right. Yeah.
All right, that's happening. All right, get in the car. Both of you in the car now.
How much did you get for the life preservers?
Pretty good, kid. We did all right. Good. All right. So what's the relationships you think?
Well, I think Carlos and Sarah are definitely friends.
I think Sarah might actually be sort of a rival in a way
Ooh.
to Eliza because she sees
Cool.
this behavior that
yeah,
she's
she's seeing her
stop.
sister,
Yeah, and she doesn't want her sister to have an
Uncle
offer again.
Carlos. So you two are related then. We're getting
Kind
that
of loosely
Right.
structured. Yeah, we're brother and sister.
right. Is that right?
And you're the
because I was just like calling you like Uncle Carlos at first, but I like that
Yeah,
you're
you're
that
like-
we're all. It's
you're
more
a-
of a.
you're a niece
So
of our
I'm.
third
We're all
sister.
literally kin. We're all literally blood.
Right.
Yeah.
Except I'm an orphan, or rather, Sarah.
You're
is
kind of an
orphan.
adopted. Yeah, you're
Sarah's
like
an orphan.
our kid.
Sarah's an orphan. Sarah's an orphan. Orphan town.
Oh, great. Game of
All
Thrones.
right. Game of Thrones.
Do we want to do friends or should they be
Rivals?
Maybe they
I
are
don't know if
rivals.
I
I mean,
don't know.
Eliza's pretty crotchety.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think it's like the relationship may come or go depending on how Carlos's habits are.
Yeah.
We'll say friends. We'll say friends. 'cause
Friends.
it's-
Friends.
yeah, your brother and
possible-
sister. Your brother and sister
Yeah.
too, and you lost a sibling.
We may have been
I mean-
rivals, but I feel like you shaped up enough, and now we can maybe be friends.
Yeah, sure.
So this is a scene that follows the introductory scenes. This is where we introduce the killer and do some killing. It is middle of the night, and there's you just kind of hear there's some loud music, like very loud music, kind of like throbbing through one of the units, and you just hear people being like, "Turn it down! What are you doing?" Like banging on the ceiling, like, "I'm trying to sleep. Don't you have any respect?" Like, "Oh my golly," or whatever. Like all kinds of people in the this loud, annoying music.
Okay.
Loud, annoying music. All right. Well, I was already sort of heading towards Grip the DJ, the fame-seeking DJ.
I think I'm gonna have to be cousin Jack.
All
I
right.
think
Closeted
so.
dancing queen.
Yep.
Okay, you guys.
So
lay it out.
we are in my apartment. You and I have bonded. We're music lovers, and I am basically just playing my set straight through for you at this point. Right? I was like, "Come over, let's listen to some records." And then I was like, "All right, I'm gonna just do my set. We're getting drunk, we're getting high, we're hanging out, we're basically partying, and it's super late now." But I just keep turning the music up, basically, and we're dancing and hanging out. And you're telling me this. Or I'm asking you, what do you think about this song?
This song is my jam.
Yeah. All right. I'll make a note of that.
Gonna start to really feel the music because this is my jam, and that's when the voguing starts.
Nice. You start voguing,
Just
and I'm like,
'cause
whoa! I've only heard about this.
Totally. It's at first some subtle voguing, and then the whipping limbs, the
Here, I think I could do it too. I'll try.
join me.
Start voguing or attempting to vogue. Grip is dressed in a lot of polyester. He's sort of like a disco duck type deal, who's now fashioning himself as like a DJ, like he's rocking the dance floor. He calls himself Grip because everyone is gripped by his sounds and by his show and by his outfits.
Love it.
And so, yeah, he's trying to get down, cut a rug, really trying to impress you. Ooh, yeah.
Cousin Jack is secretly impressed by Grip, but doesn't want to let on.
Oh, that's when he busts out the cocaine.
Ooh.
Yeah. And he's like, you want a bump?
Okay, just this one time.
What, this one time? You
Just this
get out of here.
For today.
That's right. First time today.
I'm once a day right now. Once a day.
Yeah, well, it's good for you. It's, clears everything out. Oh.
That's one of the song kind of goes like there's like a weird like reverb and echo in the song that is not normally there.
Oh no. Did my record warp? Oh, shit.
You're needle skipping.
No, I can't have this be. This is my livelihood. I go over to the record, and I'm sorry about this. I got to check it out, though. Here, let me switch to the second deck.
As you twist on the knobs, like a surge of power, like electricity, like this whole thing is hot, like it's electrified, and just blows you across the room. And the music, like, that's when the like record actually settles on a song, and it's like a quieter, like kind of thing that's gonna like build into a bigger dance song, but it's blasting. And your lifeless body, the eye sockets are burnt out, and you're just in shock. That's what
Jack
happened.
Screams. It's so shrill, by the way, the scream. Very high pitched. And runs over and tries to, look at Grip and see if
it's just smoke is coming from his eyes, his mouth, his ears. I mean, he is blackened.
Yes, blood out of his ears, and his hands come up around your throat as his eyes close, and then his eyes open and just light blasts on your face. And we cut outside, and there's light like beaming from under the door, and the music is just like blasting, and you hear someone being like, "For the last time, shut it down, or I'm calling the cops."
I feel like that's the best close.
And scene. This is the community board scene, say in the same sort of meeting room where the community board and the police are telling people and answering questions about the deaths. The 2 deaths that have recently happened.
All right, Kelsey, who do you want to be?
I mean, I want Irene. Irene is going to be
in the
there.
Mix?
Irene in the mix, the shy chemistry teacher.
I'll throw Carlos back in the mix.
Carlos back in the mix.
Love Carlos.
Awesome. So other characters are there. The cops are there, and they're saying, it seems as if there was just some sort of electrical surge. We're looking for the surge protectors, but we're having some trouble finding them.
It's a real shame, too. He was a good kid, that Jack. He was a good guy. I know a lot of guys like him, and, they always get the short end of it sometimes. And he was a good kid. He shouldn't have gone out that way. DJ guy was a little too loud for my taste, but, he was a good dancer.
It's that Grip kid. He was in my class, and when he was one of my first students, and I just can't even think about it. It's just too tragic. And I have a Geiger counter. It's have you seen one before? And she pulls it out of her purse.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it's going tick, 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 tick.
Oh, what's it doing?
It's meant to measure certain, ions and radioactiveness and all sorts of things. And
so it's like one of them Star Trek type things, huh?
Yeah. And I was bringing it in, and right when I walked by that room, it went crazy in my purse, and I can't help but think,
We don't have the expertise on the force we need. We're calling in experts who can understand the pathways of power. Our electricians are not having any luck.
You teacher? Sarah Granger? She know her?
Oh, yeah, she's in my class right now.
Oh, yeah, you're at El May?
She's smart. She's smart.
Right.
You think I can read this thing? Do you think I should say something?
Nah, these guys know what they're doing. Like, you don't want to, I don't know. You can't, these guys are going to do what they're going to do. Like, they'll get to the bottom of it.
Okay, it's just, with the nuclear things, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. I've been reading the studies, and...
You know what? Come with me. Let's get some coffee and cookies. Coffee here is way better than my Anonymous's. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Maybe we should just step out.
Yeah, you can get some fresh air. I mean, this stuff's real gruesome. This is dark stuff.
It's just too much. So I'm going to slap the Geiger counter back in.
Yeah, they're talking about, we think that it was a freak accident, but too much is unknown. They're just sort of like, meh. As you guys step out and you're going to this sort of like antechamber to get the coffee, hutch.
Like
as it
hall,
were.
Yeah.
Yeah, the coffee hutch to go get some coffee. There's
a little bathroom there.
Exactly. You guys go to take the coffee off the pot, or rather the coffee pot off the burner, which is obviously being powered by the electric outlet that it's plugged into. As you do, that's when it goes super hot, basically. And
Who's grabbing it?
I think that it is Carlos who's grabbing it.
All right.
That's right. Basically, what's happening is that the heat it's being superheated so that the coffee pot itself is exploding the glass.
All right. Carlos actually leaps back and drops this thing, and it explodes in the sink for the most part. And a lot of the glass, it sort of peppers the ceiling and dents the sink. And, he's got a couple cuts and scratches on him. And he's like, oh, the hell's going on?
And that's when the coffee percolator itself explodes. The hot water just scalding, exploding out of it. Exactly.
One or both of us?
I think it's both of you at this point.
Okay. All right. So this superheated steam blasts out.
Yep.
And Carlos has already been kind of cut and was initially kind of lunging to save the chemistry teacher.
Yeah.
He's he was first line of fire and trips over his own feet and kind of rolls out of the hutch, leaving her standing.
So the scalding hot water basically sprays all over Irene, the chemistry teacher. The chemical reactions she's quite familiar with of burning, melting skin. But unfortunately, she's experiencing it and can't really marvel at the chemical sort of changes as basically her face melts off.
Yeah, and she probably inhales the superheated steam.
Exactly, and asphyxiates.
Yeah.
As she's
Apply
cooked
heat
from
for
the
reaction.
inside.
Yeah. All right. So
She's dead.
Drops dead.
Nice one.
All right, Kelsey, you are setting the scene.
And you are the killer.
You're the killer.
And the killer. So indeed, it's actually the same day, a similar time frame. While this community meeting is going on, certain people just couldn't bear to go to it. And so what they did do was gather at the top of the stairs, because sometimes when you look down the stairs, you can see just this dim glow. And, kids sometimes dare each other to go down there and investigate, but right now some people are wondering, should we go scope out what's going on down there? What could be going on with the electricity? And so the people who didn't want to go to this are now standing at the top of the stairs, and there is indeed a blue sort of radiating glow coming up from the basement, and they're not sure, should they go or not.
I'll play Where's That Kid At?
Yeah, the kid, right?
Yeah, where'd he go?
Here he is. Mark.
Okay. Yeah, Mark.
Mark Keller.
So he's there.
Kellen. I gave him a last name. I think that we're just going to do kids then, because
Right.
Sarah Granger's there too then.
It's the adults went to this meeting.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
thing, and the kids were curfewed.
Yeah,
but they
curfewed.
just
Yeah.
snuck
Wah,
in.
wah.
Yeah.
Sarah has, a key to most of the doors in this place. She's stolen keys over time and made copies.
Sarah,
and,
you think this is a good idea? I mean,
oh yeah, this is where they keep the best stuff down here.
no, did you I could smell it from our floor. The smell was coming up through the elevator.
The smell was really gnarly. But I just tried to think of chicken or something, or maybe even something a little weirder like alligator. That's what burnt alligator smells like. That must be. It's just a burnt alligator.
I'm gonna hurl. Come on.
Don't. Oh God. Keep it together. Throw up into your baseball glove or something.
Hey, come on. This is my pride. Come on, Sarah. Don't even tease on that. I should get. What are we even gonna do? Should I get my baseball bat?
That's not a bad idea. Just in general, who knows what might be going on?
You know what? Maybe we should just let's go back and we'll put a plan together and we'll come back.
How about this?
I'll get my bat and
How about this? How about you come down with me and maybe I'll give you a kiss? Or not, whatever. You can go make your plan. But I know that there's some awesome stuff down there, so I'm gonna go get it.
All right, but just real quick.
All right, the kiss will be real quick, I promise.
So you guys head down?
Yep.
Yeah, we kind of tromp down the stairs.
Oh, awesome. It's like from Star Trek in here or something. This is so weird. I heard them call it a reactor.
We shouldn't even been here. This is like Russia, dead people stuff.
Russia, you get out of here. They don't have the stuff that we got. They They have their crappy, versions.
Yeah, but like this is what like Cold War stuff.
No. I mean, this is like the best.
Super. I don't know. We shouldn't be down here. We don't know how to do this stuff.
I mean, there's nothing to it. I mean, you just move some dials and stuff. That's probably what the problem is that they didn't move the dials in the right way.
Ooh.
Maybe I should try that.
I don't
Move
like
some of
this.
them.
A voice enters Sarah's head, and suddenly, although Mark doesn't hear this, yes, the dial.
That's right. I told you, Mark. I'm glad. That's right. The dials. We'll do that.
What are you talking about? I said, let's get the hell out of here.
What?
Dials
Give me the
now.
kiss and let's go. Come on.
The dials.
What?
She feels just like she wants to go turn the dial. It's obvious that's what has to happen.
Yeah. I mean, she sort of puts her hand to her head and says, I don't feel so good.
Let's get you upstairs. Something's wrong.
Suddenly, this like tendril of energy from the reactor, which is taking up the whole room and casting this sort of bluish glow, whips out, and you hear this voice go, "Leave her!" and it smashes into Mark.
Right.
The dials. It lashes at Mark, who was clearly just trying to stop Sarah from approaching. So this surge of energy actually picks Mark up and sort of pulses, and as it pulses, it just laces him through with blue energy. And sort of in sort of slow motion, you can see that first the top layer sort of starts to peel away, and then you can see him sort of blow into dust as each layer of his organs just melt away. And then the room goes dim again, and the voice, the dials.
No, she just starts crying, sobbing. And she just starts running for the exit.
Yeah.
And that's probably it. Escape.
We interrupt our story here and we'll resume in our next communique. I was one of your players, John Holt. You can find me on Twitter at Lord Joho and on Instagram at board_ghost. You can find my recommendation and review podcast for media at newtoyoushow.com. And you can find my book club reading podcast at Wound and Stab. Ken, where can people find you?
You can find me, Ken Breeze, at burlingsbeard.com, BERLINGS. Check me out. I am a concierge DM in the New York City area. Hire me to run your games.
All right. And Kelsey, where can people find you?
You can find my work and I on thearcanelibrary.com. If you want to pick up some D&D adventures, I have them for sale.
All right. Who should they look for particularly on that? Is that just on the arcanelibrary.com?
It is. Yep.
All right. Awesome. Cool. So to learn more about the players in the engine in our story, visit boardghost.com. You can help us collaborate in making this show by going to our Patreon at patreon.com/boardghost, patreon.com/boardghost. We really appreciate any help you can get. If you can't make a financial contribution to the show, just getting the word out there, letting people know that we're out here, leaving reviews on iTunes or your preferred listening portal, anything to help spread the word and get people listening is great. You can attempt to pierce the veil and contact us at Board Ghost World on Twitter. Shout out through the ether if you have desires we can fulfill. Leave reviews and comments on iTunes or your preferred listening portal. Take a moment to subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest episodes. We'd like to thank Pat Couples for our theme song and interlude music. You can find more about Pat at patcouples.tumblr.com or on his band's website, hotelsandhighways.com. If you're not alone in the void, share our stories. The more they are consumed, the truer they become.
Dying don't agree with me.